Hello, my name is Kimberly Odom, and today I would like to talk about my journey through the organizational leadership program. This program has been a significant part of my professional growth and has truly shaped my understanding of effective leadership. In this video, I would like to discuss 4 specific areas of my leadership journey, including who I was as a leader when I began the applied coursework, what I've learned throughout the course, throughout my time in the program, how I would describe myself as a leader today, and how I will continue my leadership journey. I've always envisioned myself as a leader, so when I learned about the organizational leadership program, I jumped at the opportunity to enroll. I'm a current business owner and I have several years of experience as a manager in a high volume restaurant. So I entered the program feeling pretty confident in my leadership abilities. However, I soon realized there was so much more to learn. In all honesty, it has been a very eye-opening experience. It was exciting to learn about the different aspects of leadership and get to make that connection with myself as a leader. This program made me aware that effective leadership is not a one-size-fits-all approach. Rather, it's about continuous learning and growth. At the beginning of the applied major coursework, I didn't really differentiate the roles of managers and leaders. I'm a very caring person and I've always tried to be very encouraging in the workplace, but other than that, I wasn't really leading. One thing this program has taught me is that I was actually just playing the role of manager. I was more focused on making sure things got done, and I was really good at doing that, but I've learned a leader does so much more than that. It's more than just delegating tasks. A leader is, an inspiration and, a motivator. And this program has taught me about the kind of leader I want to be. In the leadership theory course, I learned about different theories and how they can apply to certain situations. It was really interesting to learn about globalization and the need to be globally competent, as well as how important it is to be culturally aware in any organization. And that was a really interesting topic for me throughout this course. This course is where I learned to differentiate between managers and leaders. And I really gained an understanding of their roles and responsibilities. It really opened my eyes to some ways I can step up my leadership skills. I discovered what makes a team successful, including the importance of diversity and how decision-making can play a huge role on effective leadership. The SWOT analysis project was really interesting and super helpful to me personally, as I will be able to use this not only as a leader in a future role, but as a current business owner as well. The data-driven decision-making course was probably the most challenging of all the applied coursework material for me. It was interesting to see just how much data-driven decision-making is related to effective leadership and how it can play such a huge role in decision-making. I learned how to collect and present data and how important it is for leaders to make informed choices based on that data. By studying data, leaders are able to identify trends as well as any foreseeable issues that may arise. It was also very interesting to learn how data can be used not only to track progress, but for leaders to set goals as well. I think really the biggest takeaway I got from this course is that overall, using data is crucial for any leader in any organization to make better decisions. I really enjoyed the behaviors and ethics courses, and I'd have to say they were probably the most interesting of all the coursework throughout the program to me personally. I learned that these two topics really go hand in hand with one another. Behavior in an organization can heavily influence an ethical workplace. For example, a respectful work environment will likely encourage ethical behavior, just like an organization with a toxic work environment will likely see an increase in unethical behavior. Having witnessed firsthand the impact a leader's behavior can have on an organization, I was genuinely excited to dive into these courses. In a previous role I had as a fraud specialist with Walmart.com, my leader was so supportive of everyone on the team. This was a high stressful job and it could really take a lot out of you, but my team leader was just simply amazing. She encouraged open communication. She was always willing to listen to any issues that we were having and, would try to find a way to help us through them. And she was just there to support us in any way that she could. This really built a sense of trust and a really positive work environment. I really think had she not been the team leader, that a lot of people would have left that job a lot sooner rather than later, because like I said before, it was extremely stressful and just completely draining. I've also worked under a leader who was completely unapproachable and very condescending, and it just had a negative effect on the whole team. This type of environment can lead people to act in ways they normally probably wouldn't have, meaning like unethical behavior. This course taught me how important it is for leaders to act in a way that aligns with ethical principles. It also taught me that I want to be a leader that creates an environment where everyone feels valued and appreciated. I found leading change to be very informative, and I know what I've learned will be very helpful to me in any leadership role. It was interesting to learn some of the pressures that might create the need for change, as well as learning that oftentimes employees are resistant to change. Now it kind of seems, like a no-brainer, but coming into this course, I was, I guess, a little naive in that aspect. But this course has taught me just how important it is to be adaptable and flexible when dealing with change in an organization. I learned that being open to new ideas can really make a difference. And most importantly, I learned that change is inevitable and that flexibility will help everyone succeed in a constantly changing environment. I'm not going to lie, I was extremely intimidated by the Capstone classes. I knew combining all the knowledge I had received throughout the applied coursework and applying it towards these last two classes would be challenging, and it certainly was, but it was also extremely rewarding. This degree oftentimes felt unattainable, as I'm a single mom, I work 2 jobs, and just finding the time to get schoolwork done has been a challenge on its own. But I'm almost done, and I'm so happy and really grateful I had the opportunity to be a part of this amazing program. As I'm finishing up this last class, I feel prepared and fully capable of being an amazing leader. I'm certainly more aware of my strengths and weaknesses and more in tune with my leadership capabilities. I'm not really sure where I'll go from here. I currently work for Roy City ISD, so I've been toying with the idea of getting my alternative teacher certification and then eventually going back and getting my master's degree and hopefully landing myself in a school counseling or principal position. So that's kind of what I'm leaning towards right now. But I'm so grateful I had the opportunity to be a part of this program, and I know whatever path I decide to take, that this program will provide so much benefits for any future career that I have. I'm taking a wealth of knowledge with me, and I'm so excited to see what the future holds. Thank you.